Hi, I'm Rachel from 7 and All, and have I got a homeschool haul for you. If you've watched any of my recent videos, you've heard me say kind of repeatedly that our family has been having to use some PDF curriculum for the first time this year, and we've been using more digital resources than ever before because we have had some struggles with getting some real physical curriculum here, given the lack of travel between the USA and Asia this year, due to circumstances that we all know about. We aren't usually able to ship curriculum directly to where we live, either because of shipping costs or just the uncertainties of if it's actually going to arrive, and you don't want to take a big gamble on something that's as expensive as curriculum and then not have it ever show up at your house. So we've often had to order curriculum and have it shipped to family's house in the USA, and then have family or friends, whenever they come to visit us, they bring it over in their suitcases instead of clothes. And then they just have to borrow clothes for their visit or something like that. Yeah, that's happened before. Thank you, Anna. So, that is what has happened. Finally, some people have been able to enter our country, and they brought us some books. We are year-round homeschoolers, so our school year started a while ago. The stuff that we ordered probably in around June, so we've been waiting impatiently for it to arrive, and some of the stuff we will be using right away. Others are more pieces that we wanted to have later on, and we were taking our chance to buy the curriculum right now because of the uncertainties right now. You don't know when you'll be able to get physical curriculum here, so we bought it while we could. So this haul has stuff in it from everyone from babies to high school. We've got something for everyone because that's the way that this giant homeschooling family works. So I'm excited to share what has just arrived. I'm excited to look through it a little bit more. So let's dive in. I've got a big box here. I can't lift it up and show it to you because it's like as heavy as I am. So I'm just gonna take things out and show it to you, and we'll start now. So we're actually starting with something which is not curriculum and maybe not even exactly homeschool, but some board books for the babies. This is ABCs of Mathematics by Chris Ferry. This is part of a series, Baby University series, which I already have the ABCs of Biology book, and my husband and my son read it for bedtime almost every night. It's a lovely bedtime story. Okay. It's not really a bedtime story, but these are awesome books that they have B is for base right here, a little picture. Then they have the next level of information, which is slightly more information. And then for older kids, they have the third level of information right here, where it goes more in depth. So even though it's a board book, it's not really only for babies, and it's not really only a gimmick, because they actually go pretty far into the definitions and into the concepts in just a few simple sentences. So I think, C is for chord, D for division. I think I'll be reading this to my babies as a bedtime story, but I think we will also be going over it with the elementary students, elementary kids. ABCs of Mathematics, I'm super excited to have this in our family library now. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to mention all of the stuff I'm going to be mentioning in this haul. I will link it in the description below, either on Amazon if it's on Amazon, or from another site if it's from a different site. But I wanted to let you guys know that. So if you see ABCs of Mathematics and you think that sounds amazing, you can find the link below. And ABCs of Engineering. This one makes a lot of sense for us. Both of my parents actually met in engineering school. So we'll have a lot of fun with this one as well. Yes, the traditional ABCs, you know. C is for car, not engine. E for electricity, F is for force, G is for gear. Awesome. And ABCs of Space. We don't have as strong of a connection to space science, but for my entire childhood, my grandpa would always ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I would always say something, probably like a writer, because that's what I've wanted to be my whole life. And he would always say, "No, Rachel, that's wrong. You want to be an astronaut." So, still wrong. Still don't want to be an astronaut. Alright, and the next one is a set of a couple things from Tiny Theologians. which this is a small shop that I found on Instagram quite a while back and have actually never been able to access their website from where I live. I think it just doesn't work in this country to even order anything. So that's another one of those living internationally problems, but I thought that the stuff they had is really cool. We ordered the ABCs of Theology, which is this, and the Fathers of the Faith, which is this, and Big Words of the Bible. So these are all just little sets of cards. Let me see if I can open these up real quick. Little sets of cards. Big Words of the Bible is Hebrew and Greek words that are some of the key words throughout the Bible. And on the front of the card, just show you one. So this is Selah. On the front of the card, they have the Hebrew or the Greek and how it's written in letters and how to pronounce it. And then on the back, they have an example verse with the word in it, and then they have kind of a reflection on what it means in the Bible. So this is a whole set of biblical Greek and Hebrew vocabulary for kids. I don't know if you know, but my family is really big Bible nerds, so this is so right up our alley. ABCs of Theology. These are also key concepts. Currently we were on an ABC streak. Key concepts of theology on little cards so that we can hang up. I might do a video going more thoroughly into these and what they're like. And then these are church fathers. So there's a variety of men. This is just the men set from church history that are featured on these cards with their names, a quote, and information about them on the back for each one. So I'm excited. I think we'll probably add this into like our morning basket and routine so that the kids can be building familiarity with some of these really important people from our church's history. Then, coming up next, it's really big. See, I told you it was big. This is Worldly Wise 3000 Book K, the teacher's resource book and concept something, and the picture cards. Now here's the funny story behind this one. We've used Worldly Wise 3000 series for years. We love it. We have all the older grades. Then my mom discovered that there was a kindergarten and first grade level, which we didn't know about. So she ordered like the student book. But once we got the student book, we were like, none of this book makes any sense, and there must be some important thing that we're missing that because you can't use it. So if you're ever thinking to just order the student book for Worldly Wise K and you don't have any of the rest of it, don't do it because it won't work. So we've had that book for probably like 2 years now since the last time we were able to get curriculum, and now we actually have all the other pieces. So now we still don't know how to use it yet, but I'm gonna have to dig into this set and figure out how to use it. We think it will be cool. We like Worldly Wise a lot. But that's the Worldly Wise 3000K and Worldly Wise 3000 for level 1. All the set to go with that. And it's the same story. We had the level 1 book for the student, but we didn't have anything else. So looking at this, looks like they actually have like a whole full teacher's guide here. You're using the picture cards, you're reading from a read aloud story. They have to review and respond to the story. So this will make it very much easier to use because just the single student book, there's no way to use it by itself. So if you are kind of cheap like us and sometimes think, I don't need any teacher's guide, this is not one of the resources that you can use without a teacher's guide. Get the teacher's guide, get the whole set if you're going to get it at all. These are concept cards and the picture cards. All right, and this next one I'm super excited about because it's the Handwriting Without Tears. Comencemos con Kinder. It's the Handwriting Without Tears. I think it's the kindergarten book of their Spanish handwriting series. I was very glad when I heard that Handwriting Without Tears had handwriting books just in Spanish, because I think that's going to be a great way to just add some kind of native doing school in Spanish, not as in like books to try to teach a non-native speaker Spanish, but just simply doing some of your schoolwork in Spanish. That's something that I want to implement as my little boy grows. I didn't want the kindergarten version, I wanted the preschool one because that's closer to his level right now. But it was out of stock when we were trying to buy it. We ended up getting the closest we could. So this is their kindergarten version. Queridos amigos, es hora de letras, es hora de números, hora de colorear también. Alright, so this will be fun. This has, this goes with the little mat and the wooden pieces that you build letters with, which we've actually already been using this with my son. So maybe we will be able to start this basically right away. So F es para flor, and we'll be able to just practice with this. E, elefante, de, delfín. So building letters, you're building it first before you're writing it. So I'm excited to use this. I'm very glad. So even the little words that they have, everything's in Spanish. It's just natively in Spanish. Línea pequeña, línea grande, for what kind of lines you're doing. So I think this will be very good for me because even the instructions are in Spanish. So maybe I don't know the instructions in Spanish so well. And then the example sentences are also in Spanish. So it's just that's what it's for. It's meant to be learning handwriting, but in Spanish, not learning Spanish necessarily. So I like that. Next, this is something completely new to us, which is Fix-It grammar, which I do not know how to use at all so far. But this was my mom's pick. We were really feeling like we needed something for grammar. We were hoping for something we could kind of do all together to some extent, which I think is what we're going to try to do with this. I'm going to have to read through this thoroughly how to use it. But we kind of went all in because this is book 1, Teacher's Manual and Student Book. Then this is book 3 of Fix-It Grammar, Student Book. There will be a teacher's manual, at least there better be. Here we have marine biology. We're taking a quick switch from Fix-It Grammar because that's how the box is packed. Alright. Oh, big one. Exploring Creation with Marine Biology. This is for our high schooler, and I think I'd already said this, that this was going to be her science for this school year. She's already actually done Apologia's biology, the high school level biology. We didn't want to move her straight into chemistry and physics yet because we wanted her math skills to get a little bit higher before going into those very math-based sciences. So she's getting to do marine biology. Speaking of math, we have Algebra 2. Algebra 2 from Matthew C. And we've used Matthew C a lot, but we've never used any of their high school materials. I'm very excited to see what that is like. Back to Fix-It Grammar, Level 3 Teacher's Manual. I've got some studying to do. And Level 2, Book 2, Teacher's Manual. Book 2, Student Book. I'm very interested. Okay, Apologia. This is Health and Nutrition. I think we're going to use this as a middle school science. Or maybe this is a high school one. Looks kind of high school-ish. Maybe this is a one semester high school. It's got the student notebook as well, which these are kind of new from when I was using Apologia. There's a lot of it that just looks like a notebook, but then it has questions and some exercises for the different modules. I think this will be fun. Health and nutrition. It's not a topic we've studied a lot. And we also are getting pre-algebra math, you see. Going all in on the math, you see. Oh. And marine biology has a student notebook too. That's a thick one. Look at that. High school, man. Gotta do your work. Oh, this will be fun. This is new to us, like the Apology of Biology that my sister used last year. It was the same textbook that I used when I took biology when I was her age, which was a long time ago. So it's kind of fun to actually get some new science and see also how their textbooks have changed and improved over the years. So that is my haul for today. Have you used any of these materials? Are any of them new to you? What do you think of our choices? I'm excited to have new books to use and to prepare. Our school year has already begun. Only, I don't know, that's kind of a weird thing to say because we never really stop doing school. We just move on, and when you finish one course, you kind of start the next course, unless we take a break for a couple weeks once in a while, because it makes sense. But especially during this year, because we can't go anywhere, we're just doing a lot of schoolwork. So we will just slide these things right in as soon as my mom and I have the time to look at them and see, okay, how do we get started with this? All right, thank you so much for watching. I would love to have you follow our homeschooling family this year and see our adventures and our creativity and get some homeschooling advice along the way. We are really trying to build a strong homeschooling community here on YouTube. So I'd love it if you click the like button for this video and subscribe so that you can see more homeschool content. You can also follow my Instagram at 7inallfamily on Instagram. And I share just a lot of little glimpses of our day-to-day life and book recommendations and fun stuff there. So if you were interested in any of these books, do check out the links in the description. I'll try to make sure that I get them all linked below for you. And hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!